In this week's A Piece of CX, we're looking at something pretty cool, which is automatic creation of AI agents in Cognigy off the back of Nice CXone actions. So you've probably seen previous videos on this channel all around actions, and it's an immense place to be in terms of looking at data across your platform. And even another video on automation opportunities, which came in a couple of releases ago. Now, when you launch actions now, your anomaly bar, your AI insights bar appears to be maximized so that you can see this straight away, and you can minimize it, and we can see some other cool things we've created. But if we click into automation opportunities, and let's get rid of that sidebar, it is going to look across an analyzed period of a month, say, and we might change that to be last 60 days instead and apply that. What's really nice is they've got filters in here. I wish these would be back in actions, but you know, I often want everything, and it's not Christmas every day. So here we're looking, we've got, you know, intents identified, all that kind of good stuff. If we go and look at this, not quite sure what's gone on with some of that data. I think we've got some very, very short calls and one really long call, which has skewed the data. You know what? That isn't happening if we just do that. Someone on this platform has clearly had a very long, someone's had a very long call at some point, annoyingly. However, that's not what we're here for. If we go and look at all of these various different interactions, you'll notice we've got create AI agent here. So if I go into billing and say create AI agent, then it's going to go away and think about that and look at that data. Now, we could also tell it here, which it won't do while it's running stuff. We could actually say, what should we go and automate as well? And what's the ROI, which you'll have seen on a previous video. We'll let that run while that agent is billing. Now, previous demos, all of this functionality wasn't quite there or as easily accessible. So while that is building, we'll just see what it comes back with its answer. And talk amongst yourselves for a moment while it does that. So here it's actually saying these are the 3 opportunities. And there was one of these commands I ran earlier where it actually said, do you want to go and build these? So actually, what did I ask here? I asked something slightly different, clearly. I think I asked about the top 3 intents. So let's do that one instead. And it gave me the buttons of, do you want to go build these? And depending on what interactions it's got, it will look at that. Now, look, take some of this with a pinch of salt. You know, the ROI numbers are always interesting, but this is essentially reducing the amount of time you're going to spend trying to figure out what you need to automate, but also your time to build, which is, you know, all of this stuff used to take time. We would sit around whiteboards and things and plot things out and ideas and all that kind of stuff. And then we'd have to go and build it and build out all the intents and all of that stuff. Well, this is going to be done pretty quickly once this bar gets to 70%. We're at 100% even. We're at 70% at the moment. Again, carry on talking amongst yourselves. I'll just speed this bit up. So our agent is ready for billing. So if we go up here again, we can view our agent. So these are some of the recent changes. You can see what this is doing within actions. You can see the job description, the instruction, the tools it's building to do so. We've got 5 different tools. We've got the various different other agents. This is actually going to go and create a lot of stuff. I mean, imagine how long this would have taken to design previously. And now it's giving you that leg up of, you know, actually you could have this up and running quite quickly and move into testing it and making sure it works. I've got export preview. So markdown documents, text files. If I say that I want that, then let's click on that and see what that looks like. Beautifully written. So if you wanted to, you could still copy and paste this and maybe go and put this into another platform if you're not using Cognigy, which you can do because obviously Nice is agnostic. You could use Virtual Agent Hub for Boost, Core, Yellow, all kinds of other agents if you really wanted to. But on this platform, we have Cognigy. You may have noticed the Cognigy button up here, which we'll get to in a moment. And I've got a couple of different projects that have been built already in Cognigy. So now I can say, let's build it into my actions agent. I could put it into Barry as well. Click Publish Agent. and it's going to go and do that really quite quickly. So now it says open AI agent. If I do that, it's going to go and open another tab. However, if you've got the Cognigy button here under your application launcher, your waffle icon, then away you go. If you're not seeing this, then you're going to need the link. Not completely clear how you get this turned on yet, so answers on a postcard for that. But if I go into here, it's opening up an already authenticated Cognigy instance, and I can see my different projects. And I can actually see this one here was last updated moments ago, whereas Barry was 3 hours ago. If I go and click into that, we will see here is my agent with all of that text we saw, with its tools, with its caller authentication agent, all of that kind of stuff. It has created so much stuff. So if I click save, then it's just going to go and build all of that. And if I go into my flows, we can see here all of the different flows it created. So I can go and have a look at this, and it's already there with lots of different processes. We've got the verification stuff. So, okay, some of these are placeholders, but all of this is going to make your life easier when you are building AI agents in Cognigy to then deploy into your voice or your chat channels. So the components you need for this, you need Interaction Analytics Advanced, which brings Topic AI, which brings all of your intents and brings all of this extra layer of data into actions. And then away you go. So quite a cool way to end the week. I'm going to go play some cricket. Thank you very much for watching A Piece of CX.